Hey, so it's a beautiful day here in Louisville. Fall has definitely showed its face with nice cool weather and got all the windows open. Feels so wonderful. And I was going through and restacking some art, and I thought, let's use this opportunity to show some pieces. So let's look at some art as I put it back. There's all these big pieces here that you can see that are stacked. I have it's a big apartment, but I've made it very small with some of my work. So I have a very kind of intricate stacking system, if you will. So I thought, well, before I put the rest of these back in here, I'll share some work with you. Some of them you may have seen, some of them might not. This piece just came back from the big show I did with SKO. I sold 4 pieces at that show, so thank you to the powers that be on that one. But this piece is called 10,000 feet per second. It is oil and spray paint on a 48 by 36 inch canvas. And people do ask me, where's the spray paint? Well, on this one, the windows are spray paint, his legs are spray paint. Any of these sort of strong black lines, gestural lines, are spray paint in a canvas like this one. This was done in 2023, and I was listening to a lot of OK Computer, Radiohead at the time, and then there's that line about, you're moving too fast at 1,000 feet per second, and that's kind of how I felt at the time. So that's why this one's 10,000 feet per second. So a little nod to Radiohead there. So we're gonna put that one back here. And then my stacking system here will kind of put these in place. This piece is a newer piece I just finished, I don't know, a month or so ago. This one's called, She's a Periwinkle Sunflower. This one is just all oil on canvas. This is about, I'd say, 36 by 36. And as is with most of my work, pretty much all of my work, there's always a story there, some kind of reflection about whatever's going on at the time. So, a lot of time they're universal things that all of us go through, but you can put your own sort of feeling on that. This one we're going to turn around. We like to go face to face to back when we can. Sometimes I don't always follow that rule, but today we're going to. And then this one is also a newer piece. This one was done this year in 2024. This is called Sleepwalker. Did I say 23 on that sunflower? That one was 24 as well. This is called Sleepwalker. And I was really kind of exploring this. I called it the gentle palette. And the whole piece has a softness to it. I was feeling very much reflective and kind of, what's the word I want to use? I don't know, just finding myself again and kind of healing and whatever, and just kind of going with the flow a little bit. I think a lot of people are doing that these days, but but it's very heart-centered. This little guy over here, I can't reach my arm all the way over there. That's good for scale though. You can kind of see the size. This is a really nice size, and it would fit, but it's still real easy to hang because it's not too big. And then this one is called The Surrender of Envy. And this is all oil on canvas. This one has a lot of heavier brush strokes and some more impasto sort of applications of paint. But you see all the surrender flags going on in here, and all these kind of I don't want to say people, just individuals, if you will, kind of come in to surrender that feeling of envy because it just doesn't take you anywhere good, right? So that's the same size as that other one. That was another 36 by 36. I'm gonna pop that over here. And then this one goes back. This is Sebastian. I've showed him before. This is called Sweet Sebastian. He actually went all the way to New York along with this red piece next to it a couple years ago. He showed at a show there at a gallery called Vanderplaats Gallery on Orchard Street. This one is called Yacht Club, and this is 30 by 30. This is, again, oil on canvas. It has a nice mixture of paint application on this one. Just, you know, feels very cheerful and sunny, and I was feeling that way at the time. You know, my work is very reflective of whatever I'm dealing with, which I guess is pretty common. Yeah, I don't think that's that unusual. All right, and then this one goes back. This one was done in 2022. It's called Meanderings. This is all oil again. This does have wax pastel in it. You know, sometimes I use that Karen Nosh. I use Karen Nosh wax pastels. They have two different kinds of water soluble one and then an oil one, and the oil ones are just awesome. I absolutely love working with those. But marks like these here, those are where those oil pastels, those wax pastels are used on my work. Pop that one. Actually, we should do that one. All right. And then, ooh, crash. Anyway, this one is a newer one. This is called Threadbare. This is all oil on canvas. And this one has a lot of work in it. I'll pull it up here so you can see a little more. Spent a lot of time on this canvas. This was kind of a, again, how I was feeling. Really felt very kind of worn thin, if you will, which really comes through in this canvas. And so that's kind of what that one was all about. And I want to show you a couple of new things, as well as a couple other little things. So I'm going to grab this camera, or this phone, if you will. These up here, like this one is called Fresh Ground Love. It's oil. This little guy in the corner is called It's a Wild World. And I've just finished a second one in the series of these green pieces, Wild World 2, and we're going to go look at that one. This one back here real quick. I'll show you. This piece here, I just finished a couple days ago or something. It's called Discovery is Primary. And then I do have a lot of smaller works stored in here that are easy to ship, easy to pull out if someone comes for a studio visit. That one right there is called Embracing the Wind. I don't always frame, but when I do, no, kidding. Then all these little guys, most of these are going to be acrylic on paper, and they are obviously framed. But then there's these, which have that early paper in, antique paper from 1890, I believe, was on those. I have tons of antique paper. I love working with antique paper. In fact, I'll show you my stash here in a second. But there's several of these little guys, and these are really affordable compared to some of my bigger canvases. Like this one, you know, this is much more expensive just for lots of reasons. But these little guys are an easy way to get my work without having to spend, you know, thousands of dollars. These are only like, I think they're like $2 or $2.25 or something. I'd have to go look at what I put on my website, but these are really easy to hang. They're in these quick little frames, which makes it super simple. But I want to show you, this is the piece I'm working on right now. This one's oil. We can't touch this one because it's wet, so we can't touch it yet. but it is coming along here. And I'm gonna flip you around. This is a new one I just started. I'm really loving this feeling on this one already. It's probably going to stay very monochromatic with this one, a lot of blues, whites. This one's in progress. It's coming along, but it's not ready yet. Uh-oh. This is the new one I'm getting ready to start. Very excited about this is a new series I'm going to do. I'll tell you more about that when it gets closer to it. But this little guy, isn't he the sweetest little thing? Just love him. I think I want to call him Elliot. Not that I know anyone named Elliot, but in my generation, of course, I hear the name Elliot, I think, you know, phone home. But there's just something about him that is just so sweet and kind, and I just think the world needs more kindness, and there's just something about him that he just makes me smile. So he's going to have a frame. He's not quite finished yet. He's almost done. I want to finish this area here, and then back in here there's a little bit, and then over here need to finish that, but he's coming soon. But this piece that I'm going to show you now is what I'm working on framing. This is Wild World 2. I think I put a picture of it up with the frame, but I hadn't actually put it in the frame yet. But this has a lot of that thicker layer of paint, more impasto application paint. But this little guy dealing with the world out there, poor little thing. So anyway, that's the latest on that. So if you're interested, I do have people who, even here in Louisville, have me ship them work from Louisville to Louisville. So it's really easy to ship these small pieces, and it's really easy to contact me for a studio visit too. So that's it. That's my video for today. Have a enjoy this fall weather.